everybody. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Afternoon Drive Home and The Edge with Donna and Cathy. Cathy's right here on the other end. You know, there's several ways you can listen to us. You can find us on the internet, icradio.media. You can go to abundanttv.com. You can also go to Abundant TV on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Thank you so much for watching. Cathy, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, Donna, first off, I want to say, I guess happy holidays, because this show may air before Christmas or after the new year, right? Mm-hmm. So we need to talk about some ways to maybe cook some things at home. Penny pinch. How about that?
I would love that.
So like I pulled up this article. Mm-hmm. And everybody has potatoes, right? And a lot of times if you only have like one or two potatoes sitting around and that's all you have left, mm-hmm. It's pretty much, you know, it's, if you're a family of four, especially, what are you going to do with 2 potatoes or 3 potatoes? Because it's probably not enough to make mashed potatoes or baked potatoes. So I went looking online and found a good, yummy recipe, because everybody knows garlic is good for you, right?
I love garlic.
So, Donna, if you would go on your end and let's pull up this article. It's actually, the website is Ineskohl, Ineskohl, kind of like Coles, kitchen. Okay. So nskohl.info is the website. And I found baked Parmesan garlic potato wedges. All right, Donna, have you got it on your end? Did you pull it up on your end?
No, you going ahead and go for it. So I'm going to have to get out of the timer.
Okay. Well, well, that's fine.
I found it.
I'll send it to Donna on Messenger so she wouldn't have to scroll and find it on the internet. But right. Okay, so you need your ingredients, right? Gotcha. Washed new potatoes, mm-hmm. extra virgin olive oil, Parmesan cheese, fresh rosemary. I guess the herbs, what does that mean, Donna? Provencal or herbs? What is
okay, that could be like rosemary, or it could be like parsley or any of that, those kinds of, and herbs are so good for you, by the way. I mean, vitamins, antioxidants, the whole works. Grow your own herbs. You can do it.
Garlic powder, paprika, ground pepper, and salt. So, mm-hmm. So what do we do first? Donna, you want to read some of this for us?
Yeah, the first thing you want to do is wash those. You want to wash those potatoes really good, okay? And let me tell you what I like to do when because I like the potato peel.
I do too.
Yeah, it depends on whether it's the really thick kind or not. Depends on the potato, but what I like to do is wash them really good, and I like to get a little bit of hydrogen peroxide. Now, you know, like not the real heavy stuff, but really? Like 5%, a tablespoon in water, and about a quart of water, and then wash them that way. Now, wash them real good with a brush first, make sure all the dirt and debris and everything's out of it. Then I put them in this bowl that has just a little bit of hydrogen peroxide in it, and that gets rid of every little trace of any little micro weirdo thing that could be in that potato, and it cleans it.
Oh, growing on it. Yeah. Yeah. And that's really, you know, that you should have told me that tip this last summer, mm-hmm. you know, because I grew those potatoes, and when I brought them in, they were so dirty. Mm-hmm. They were filthy. Mm-hmm. Where at the grocery store, you know, they've already pre-washed them. Uh-huh. So Donna's telling you a little tip how to get to the way they look at the grocery store, right?
Yeah, but let me tell you this: you need to keep them dirty. Like if you have your own potatoes like you do, then what you need to do is keep them dirty until it's time to use them. And because if they get wet, what happens? They're going to rot earlier. So they're kind of staying in that dirt, kind of preserves them a little bit. Right. You need to keep them. My granddad used to have a pantry he used to keep his potatoes in. So anyway, you need to clean them really good so that until you have like no dirt on them, okay? Unless you're going to peel them, and then you don't have to worry about it. Right. And then dry them with a paper, kitchen paper, and cut them into long wedges. So that's that part of it. You got number 2?
Yeah, and then you put the potato wedges in a bowl, and you add salt and a few turns of pepper, and you mix that really well.
Mhm.
And then our favorite. What's the next one, Donna? Olive
Well, I
oil.
love olive oil. I even put it on my face. I mean, olive oil is so good for you. So what you want to do is drizzle with olive oil. You want to stir it well with your hands so that you've really got it all impregnated in all sides. So it's good. Otherwise, it's going to be kind of hard on, parts that you don't get the olive oil into.
Yes. And then you add the grated cheese at the moment and then mix it equally with your hands. So you got to get your hands dirty in there. You got to get in there and use your hands.
That's the best kitchen tool you got, your hands.
Yes.
Absolute. Oh, I got the easy one. Preheat the oven. Preheat the oven to 200 degrees. That's
Well,
key.
yeah, make sure though, Donna, they got to make sure that they add the rosemary and the herbs and the garlic and the paprika and stir it all again really well, it says.
Mhm.
And it says preheat the oven to 200 degrees, you just said.
Mhm.
I always bake my potatoes on 350. Do you?
I do too. I use a higher. And the quicker what I would do before you start putting all of these ingredients together,
Right.
go on ahead and turn that oven on like then, because it needs
Yes.
to be nice and hot, especially if you're only going to cook it at 200 degrees. And I'll tell you something else I would do. I would go on ahead and set it to 350 degrees, preheat it to that, then turn it down to 200.
Yeah, because it says, well, I guess maybe Donna, me and you like things to cook faster because the cooking time on their website for this recipe is 40 minutes until they're golden brown and crispy. So a lot of times I rev that oven up to 350 so it gets done in about 25 minutes.
I do too. I want her done.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm ready to get them out.
Well, I mean, it depends on whether you want a mushy or crispy on the outside. I like mine crispy on the outside. But it also makes sure you do this. It says cover with an aluminum foil, but make sure they're not crowded. If they're crowded, you put them all in there together, they're not getting along
Yeah.
with each other. So make sure you kind of separate, like your kids, you have to separate your kids sometimes, separate the potatoes.
Well,
And then
I do, now this is not a website, but me and Donna, I'm sure you've done it too before, Donna. You just cut up your potatoes in wedges, and you know what's really good too on that is just some, like right before you take those wedges out of the oven, I like putting some mozzarella cheese on there.
yeah, that's good.
Cheese potato
Uh-huh.
wedges.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Yeah,
Or
that's good.
cheddar cheese is good too.
Mhm. Any
Cheddar
kind of, if
cheese is
it's a
really good.
cheese, I like it. I like all kinds of cheeses.
Yes.
Do you know you can make your own cheese? We need to do a show with that someday.
Oh, really?
Do you know that cheese, if you make your own homemade cheese, it has no preservatives or anything in it, and you use this, and I need to show you next time you're over at my kitchen. So what you do is you put this, it's kind of like this red wax around it. Do you know that cheese will keep
Right?
for over 30 years?
Are you serious?
Preppers do this. They're preppers doing this right now.
Well, I have to say, with times the way they are, I keep reading all these articles on the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the USDA. You all can go to the websites, I'm sure. And they're actually talking about how a lot of dates on things are not necessarily an expiration date. They're actually a best by date, or actually it's a quality date.
Mm-hmm.
So like if your can of green beans are dated in 2025 and it has a month and a day, it said actually, usually canned goods are good like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
But if you keep them in a cool, dry place and they're not dented, they're not, of course, anytime you get a dented can, actually, my mom always said you throw those away because there's such a risk of botulism,
Mm-hmm.
because if there's a dent in the can, then the air is not sealed anymore. You know what I mean? It's broken.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually, I don't care what the date is. If it's a can that's come in the mail and it's dented, maybe because they were out of it at the store and they mailed it to you, then I'm still skeptical of using that. Aren't you? Are
I
you the
am.
same
And,
way?
and look at the top of the can. And so we'll pretend this is the top of the can. And I'm going
Right.
to hold it this way. So if you see a little bit of a bubble, if it's not exactly flat, and you see it's just a little bit of a bubble, throw that can away. It's not good. And then if you open it up and it kind of goes, boop, it makes this little sound, throw it away. That you can't eat that.
Oh, really? If
Yeah.
it makes a pop sound?
Now it's going to happen if it's not flat. So it's going to happen if there's a little bit of a bubble up on the top of that can.
Okay.
That means ours
Like
something's wrong. Something's wrong with it. So again, be safe. Not sorry. Go ahead and throw that away. It's not worth it.
Well, I was reading on the website, Donna, and everybody, you need to go there because it had some really good tips about Best By dates and how long you can keep things. Because I'll be honest, by what I was reading, you know, if it's like pastas and things like that, we used to call those non-perishable when we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
Oatmeal, you know, but some of them still do have dates. But I don't know. I don't know how you would actually tell that pasta's gone bad.
Pasta to me is forever. I mean,
I don't know how you can tell
that. It's something that's dry. Now you can kind of tell with pasta. I have had it before, like in the back of the cabinet. I kind of treat my kitchen like a business, and I like to keep the older stuff, move it up front,
rotate
like
it,
a grocery store.
Rotate it.
I rotate. It's like it's like you own a grocery store, and you need to take care of your food that way. So if I have had some pasta before, if it's not smooth, if it's got just a least bit of a little bit of bubbly something on it, toss it.
Yeah. Well, what about boll weevils? Do you all know what boll weevils are?
Yeah.
Okay. My mother always said, she said the boll weevils were harmless.
No, they're not harmless. Get rid of them. And make sure you torch a fire to them or something. Don't throw them out in the yard because they could actually.
No, I mean, okay, so help me now. Aren't boll weevils those little brown things that get in your rice? Or is that, or what is that?
That's something else. I don't know what you call it, but anything that's throw it.
And you know, when you put your rice in water and you see those little brown specks coming to the top sometimes, are those bugs or is that just part of the rice?
It depends. If it's brown rice, that's part of the rice. But if it's white rice, there should be nothing brown in it at all.
So are those what you call boll weevils?
Girl, you've been eating boll weevils.
I don't remember. I just remember my mom saying that when I was a kid. I remember her saying that you cook them, they're harmless. I don't know. I don't remember.
No.
Aren't they itty bitty though? Boll weevils, or are they a big bug?
No, they're more like, okay, back in the Depression, boll weevils,
my mom
lived in people's gardens. And so what? I mean, it was like a crop of them. And people lost their crops because of those things. Don't say the word boll weevil. Yeah.
Oh, really? That's why my mother always talked about
got rid of peanut farmers, just lost everything. I mean, it was just,
really?
Yeah. Be careful.
Oh, wow.
I hate them.
So then, okay, so in your pantry, your pastas and your beans and stuff. So if little bugs, like little brown things get in there, are those harmless though if you cook it right? No, you don't? You throw them out?
Toss them.
You throw out the whole box or do you just throw out what's in that?
The whole box. Yeah, because I'm afraid but think about it this way. And I've learned this with bees. Okay, with bees, they've got larvae. And that's a good thing. That means you're going to have a new crop of bees. So what you do is in a hive, you'd leave them in there because that means that's live. But sometimes there's larvae from some of these little weird critter things that you can't even see that could hide in that food. So if you see any of those things in there, get rid of the whole box. You do not need that.
Oh my. Well, and sometimes you don't know because sometimes I have actually opened a box of like macaroni noodles and then I dump them in the pot and then I see that and then I throw it away.
Yeah,
so I guess
you're doing the right thing. Throw it away. You're doing the right thing. Cathy, we've got to go into a commercial break so we can pay for this.
Okay.
This is the Hatter Cafe. I love that. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and my employees and I want to thank each and every one of you for your continued support. With everything going on right now, your rest is so important. That's why we're having the biggest MyPillow sale ever. Not only are my bed pillows as low as $19.98, but you can get the best body pillows ever. Regular $89.98, now only $29.98. Take your rest on the go with our Roll and Go Anywhere MyPillows for only $14.98. And we have our new couch and accent pillows. They aren't just for looks. They have MyPillow's patented adjustable fill that gives you that amazing MyPillow comfort. In this economy, you get the best gifts ever for the best prices ever. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code and you get deep discounts on body, couch, bolster pillows, and so much more, including my original bed pillows for as low as $19.98. Please order now while quantities last.
We're about to make your life just a little bit easier. Join Tony and April at Tony's Pizza and Subs in Center and Cedar Bluff, Alabama. We're cooking up some hot, delicious pizzas, and we'd like to bake one for you. We are home-owned, not a chain, and our pizzas are fresh, homemade with our dough made fresh daily. We have a full menu including fresh, never frozen wings, salad bars, suds sandwiches, and much more. In Center, we have a private dining area for birthday parties, club meetings, and other events. We'll be waiting for you at 1820 East Bypass and Center, and in Cedar Bluff, 3812 Alabama Highway 9. For your convenience, you can call in your order at our Center location, 256-92-PIZZA, or Cedar Bluff, 256-557-8651. And we enjoy making your life easier. Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales look forward to serving you. And you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Fort Payne and Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by the locations in Fort Payne and Gadsden. We sincerely look forward to serving you. we are back. My name is Donna Fiesel, and Cathy's about to join us in just a couple of seconds. And we are your host of The Edge with Donna and Cathy. Let's go ahead and get her clicked right back in. Okay, Cathy, let's see. Let's go ahead and get you to start your video, and then we'll go ahead and get started again. We've been talking about ways to save money for you, okay? We're in kind of a weird, topsy-turvy, strange world right now.
Oh, yeah. And
So we
Donna,
want to help
okay.
you. We want
Okay,
to.
I have to continue on this because I did not know enough about the boll weevil.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So I had to look it up. This is hilarious because I did not know. My mother used to talk about boll weevils, but it's probably because she was raised during the era of the Great Depression, her parents.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandfather worked at a cotton mill
Mm-hmm.
in Talladega.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up. I looked up boll weevil, and you're right. Boll weevil is the family of Ethanonomus grandis. It's a beetle that feeds on cotton buds and flowers. And the boll weevil, oh my God, you were right. You said that it was like devastating to the harvest. It actually came from central Mexico. And it migrated to the United States from Mexico in the late 19th century, where it had infested the U.S. cotton growing areas by the 1920s, devastating the industry and the people working in America, in the South. So that's why she hated she never
that
hated
aided
anything.
into the depression that we had, so it was, I mean, that helped further it, the cause for that. So yeah, right. I'm not a fan. And I've heard my grandparents talk a lot about that, because they were farmers, and it was a new thing. They didn't know what in the world to do about it. I'm anti boll weevils. I'm very
well, evidently, yeah. And you know what? I guess because back in those days, so it would have been like in the 40s, mm-hmm. which was long before me and you. But in the 30s, 20s, 30s, and 40s, mm-hmm. I bet, because think about it, now we have all this insulation in your homes. It's more of a constant temperature. Mm-hmm. Even in the older homes, they're still built a lot better than they were in the 20s. Mm-hmm. So imagine, because when I looked it up, boll weevil is like a bug. It's like a bug. It's not like a little brown speck that I was thinking got in my rice in the pantry. No.
Because if it ever gets into your kitchen, man, you're going to have to burn your kitchen down.
So I have just learned today with all of our viewers about boll weevils. Boll weevils are bad. They're really bad.
If you've been raised on Sand Mountain spots. If you've been raised on Sand Mountain, Alabama, you'd have been all into it. You would have known what I was talking. It was like boll weevils in your kitchen. Yeah. Burn it down. Yeah. That's the way you're going to get rid of them. I mean,
yeah. Well, so I probably in my lifetime, I don't think I've ever seen a real boll weevil. Have you?
I've never seen one.
A real one.
No, I hope we don't get those things again. So, but it was very devastating to our farmers.
Yeah, that's what I was reading on. It was just terrible. We were talking about kitchen, and we talked about these great potato wedges and olive oil. Donna, there is something that you have done recently. I would be delighted, and I know our audience would, to share that with us.
Well, you will like this. Anybody can do this, okay? And now I make them and I sell them. But let me tell you something you can actually do.
Okay.
So this is, I have to have all natural stuff. I mean, because I'm one of those that I can break out into hives at nothing. I mean, it's just unreal. It's this pale skin I got, so it's not a good thing. So this is something that I make, and I started making it for myself. And I make my own soaps and everything too, because again, I'm super stupid sensitive to stuff.
Right.
I'm a beekeeper. And one of the reasons that I became a beekeeper, Phil and I, is first of all, we love honey. And then because the honey is good for you. And let me tell you something you need to be doing. I don't care what your age is, even if you're a young teenager, you need to be doing this every morning. So what I do is I get apple cider vinegar. It's got to be the kind that has the mother in it. So you need to get about an ounce of that. Now, this is going to make 2 helpings, okay? So about an ounce of this, and then you put a tablespoon of honey in it, and then you fill the rest of it up with water and put a little bit of cayenne pepper is good for you too. That's if you have a cough. That's super good for you. Cayenne pepper will do it. A little bit, not like me. I could take a tablespoon of it. I like hot, spicy stuff.
I couldn't
but just a little bit right there. Okay, so that's really good for you. Okay, so that's one reason that we have honeybees and the reason we're beekeepers. Another reason is I love the beeswax. The beeswax is super awesome. And so I use it in chapsticks and skincare and all this kind of stuff. So this stuff is so good for you. Now, it doesn't take much. So a jar of this is 3 ounces. So a jar of this right here is going to last you for probably 3 or 4 months. Lasts us about 3 or 4 months because both of us are digging into it. Phil likes it on his hands. So if you're a mechanic, it's a skincare, but you're going to love this because your hands are not going to be peeling off. And then I like it because I also, I work with metals. And so I make jewelry and stuff too. So this stuff is really good for my hands when I'm playing with metals, but I like it on my face as well. And what it'll do, it doesn't matter what the skin type is, it goes down into your skin. And it's super good for you. So I made some more last week. So this is how you make it. It's super easy. Now this recipe will make 6 lotion bars. Okay. So I've got these little cavities. They call them cavities. It's like a mold set that I put mine in, or jars. I'd rather do the jars. So this is what you'll need. 3.5 ounces of olive oil. I love olive oil. You eat it, put it on your face, you do whatever. It's all natural. Okay. So it's going to be good for you. Then you'll need 3.5 ounces of shea butter. I like the African shea butter. I have a supplier that I use. It's newdirectionsaromatics.com. It's a little pricey, but it's the good stuff. And I'm going to have to tell you, because of the slight supply and demand, you better go ahead and order it now if you want it within the next 3 months. And then you need 2.5 ounces of beeswax. I got my own beeswax. Beeswax has went up. It's incredible. The price has like tripled.
Really?
Yeah, I used to buy it, but that's another reason we decided to have the bees, because I'm thinking, oh my goodness, what's it? I freaked out when it doubled in price. Now it's tripled in price.
Wow.
So anyway, 3.5, and I'll tell you about wax. You don't use a lot of beeswax in anything because it will harden like crazy. Now you want it to kind of harden like this. This is a good hardening right here. Okay, then you want some essential oils. And so use essential oils, not a fragrance. If you use a candle fragrant type thing, it doesn't work. That means it's not all natural. So it needs to be an essential oil, just a few drops of that. What you want to do is a double boiler. What I mean by that, you don't have to have anything fancy smancy. I just get like a bigger pot, put water in it, let it start boiling. Then I use a glass container and I put that on top of it until it melts. You need to be stirring it quite a bit. And then what's going to happen is it's going to melt. Then when you get, that's all you got to do. When it melts, toss it in something like this, in a jar, or these little cavity things, just whatever you want to do. Now, these can also make lotion bars. Lotion bars are really handy to keep in your purse. Like if you wanted to make a bunch of like those little tiny candy molds, you can make a bunch of those and give them away for Christmas presents, and people will love them. They must. Wow. So that's all there is to it. You just melt it and pour it. That's all you do.
I love anything with olive oil.
Oh man, that's mine.
Anything with olive oil.
And shea butter is so good. A lot of my Black customers, they get kind of like this, I don't know how to explain it, but on their skin in the wintertime. And it kind of almost like you could do this and you could, it's kind of crusty like. And all of my Black customers love African shea butter. And I do too. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, anybody that works, where you wash your hands a lot. Now, like, I'm not even practicing. Oh, is it time to go already? Oh, we'll see you next time.
Y'all take care. And we'll see you again with another awesome way to save all kinds of great money, okay? You work hard. You deserve it.